Hey folks, so I thought it might be fun to do a French pastry tonight known as Religieuses, and it's sort of complicated, but not really. I have 1 cup of water. I'm gonna turn the heat on. Basically what it requires is 2 sizes of pâte de choux, which we know as cream puffs. Pâte de choux. When you're doing a French pastry, you learn how many inventions were made before the Industrial Revolution in order to get fluffiness into your cake. One way is to whip eggs into a meringue. There are lots of ways, but the pâte de choux, which makes cream puffs, which makes profiteroles, which makes gougères, if you add cheese, serve them warm as hors d'oeuvres. They are made entirely differently than anything else that we would call a pastry. So I have 1/2 cup of butter going into the water. This is highly, well, it's not unusual for pâte de choux. Also, choux means paste, or pastry, or crust, or dough, or lots of things. Ancient word. We're gonna get that going, but this is quite a bit of a different scenario. We're gonna add, we got a cup of water, 1/2 cup of butter. We're gonna melt that, and we're going to add the flour and do something. Oh, I have to take my milk away because that's for the creme pâtissière. So we're gonna get that going. I know I need some salt. I don't know how much. I think I need 1/4 teaspoon because there's not a lot of ingredients going on here. What's 1/4 teaspoon? I made that heaping. When this melts, I'm going to take it off the heat. Let's get this going here. We're basically going to boil, well, simmer, melt flour, butter, and water together, and then beat it furiously, as Julia's child might say. And we're going to add 1 cup of flour. So it's really kind of a 1-1-1/2 or 2-2-1 ratio. There's the flour getting ready. I'm not ready yet. I gotta get this out of the place, and it does involve eggs in the end. Hold on. So stage 1 of making the Religieuses. Well, it's the pâte de choux. So stage 1 of making the Religieuses is making pâte de choux in 2 sizes. Religieuse means none. That is all melted together. I want it to come to a boil. So that shouldn't take long. But when that happens, you have to remove it from the heat immediately. I think that you just keep watching it. Oh, it's coming to a boil. This doesn't take very long. It's the rest that takes long. Okay, we got it to a boil. Then you add in turn this down to medium low. Take it off the heat. Add the flour in a lump. Because now we're gonna mix it together with the water, and basically it's just going to be a chemical reaction between the butter and the water. And now we have to cook the flour, and we have to stir the hang out of it. In fact, most recipes tell you, you're ready when it's come to a ball like that, and that there's a film forming on the bottom. I find that to be untrue. There is a film on the bottom, but I'm gonna form some gluten, and I'm gonna cook the hang out of this flour. This is the main time when you get to beat and cook the flour. And I see a film forming, but if you watch TV shows, they're not giving you the whole story. You gotta go a little beyond. And if you have to beat the hell out of it, beat the hell out of it. Just keep going, cooking and cooking. No burning. No burning. Do it like that. Okay. I'm almost done. Oh, the reason I know I'm almost done is because I can still smell some raw flour. And because my arm hurts. Okay. Go for it. Go. Beat. Beat like that. Cook. Cook and beat. Okay. There's a film. And there's... I'm not sure how much of film I want. I just want to separate it and then bring it together again. And that's when you get the formation. Okay, and then throw it immediately into a mixer. And this is where you cool it down. Alright, turn the heater off. Put on the powder mixture. See the steam rising? This is where you put it on low. And you can see the steam rising, and you're gonna get, put it on medium. See all the steam rising? I'm gonna do that for a couple minutes while I crack my eggs. So I have 4 eggs. One, 2, 3, 4. I can tell the steam's still coming, so I'm going to turn it up a bit, because you don't want to cook the eggs when you add them. But we are going to add them one at a time, so that we know they're incorporated and not just sloshing around in a bowl. So we're going to add 1. It's not cooking, it's doing a nice mix. I should bring this closer to you so you can see it. Okay, that's a good start. That's 2. Turn it up a bit. So we know it's mixed in, and you can see that with your own eyes. Oh, okay, guys and gals and folks of all types. I just put 2 in at once. Not a disaster. but it is sloppy. So I'm just gonna churn this up until we get the consistency, which is more like a runny paste, and there should be ribbons involved. And I'm actually gonna just clear down the sides, and I'll show you how the ribbons look in a minute, because I don't think it's there yet. Okay, now that's what it should look like. There should be a ribbon like that. So if you scoop it in, ribbons should form. I'm quite sure I have the right consistency. You can tell by looking. See? Just mix this in, drop it out. It drips on in ribbons. And so the next stage is to fill your bag and put it on, fill your piping bag and make your gougere, or make your puffs. And in this case, I have to make 2 size puffs. Regular sized ones, I don't know, that's around 2 inches. And then smaller puffs, which are the head of the nun or the pope or whatever. All right, so the next stage is to get your, oh, you know what, I made 2 mistakes earlier. Pat means paste, pasta, crust, pastry, all those things. Choux means cabbages. So these are little choux, and the main thing we want to do is get it in the pastry bag, which I fitted with 1/2-inch tube. You could use a bigger tube, but that's the one I have, and I'm always using it. I don't know how to get this off here. Just get as much off as I can. You know, we don't want it to run out and have like a headless nun running around. So we want as much as we can get off the paddle. And then we're going to immediately pour it in there in case I need that. And then we're going to, we have our piping bag. I'm using a tall glass to help keep it up. And I'm gonna put it in there. And what I really want to get at least is 7 of these babies. I'd like to get 8 of them, but there will always be errors. Overcooked ones that deflated, etc., etc. So I have the oven preheating to 375, by the way. Oh, this wants to fold over. Not surprising. Showing you how it really is. Okay. And I have quite a lot left. Okay. Let's get it all out. I have to say it looks pretty good. But there, you know, things look good, and then you bake them, and then oftentimes you don't realize something happened. So I want to also point out that I didn't put any sugar in this, because Religieuses are going to have maple icing, and they're going to have creme pâtissière, pastry cream inside, and I don't really think we need everything to be sugared. I will also be using whipped cream, but I'm not going to add any sugar to the whipped cream, and therefore make it into chantilly cream, chantilly. Okay, so this has kind of gone on sideways. So even though I have some more in there, I'm going to, ow, sorry folks. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. So I'm making the puffs now, but I'm gonna squeeze to the bottom. Some of it will come out the top. I'll have to wash my hands. And I will use a towel. But the point here is, if you are not, you have to be piping from the top down at 100, or at 90 degrees. Okay, 90 degrees from the tabletop. And we're just gonna do some. And these circles just happen to come with the silk pad. I was not expecting, I don't usually use them, but it's kind of nice to have them because you know they will expand. So I want to keep going, and I'm squeezing and I'm making a little top, but the top is not, will burn, so we'll have to deal with that later. Let's do one here. And like I said, I want to get, at least that's 2, 4, 6. I want to get 8, like that. So I'm going to do, you know, the stuff is easy enough to put out there, out of the tube, but it's not that easy that it doesn't take a little bit of strength. So that's, how many is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, we're making more. So now I'm gonna make small ones. Like that. These are a lot easier, you know, but part of the exercise here is keeping the packing bag 90 degrees. Okay, so how many do I have here now? We have 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so I need 2 more of those. We have 1 more of those. And that's 10. So let's do a big one and a small one. And we'll make it a real dozen. Make a big one. And we'll make another small one. And just because I have, oh, it's just popping out, which means I can use, these things will expand a little, so I'm just gonna do a small one here and a big one here. Okay. And then the next stage, well, I still have quite a bit left. Why waste it, right? So I'll do a small one and a big one. And I'll do a small one. And a big one, just so we can match them up. I'm not sure I have enough to finish. I'm going to use my thumb. I have a lot inside there, and I'm going to keep pushing. Okay, so it's a big one. And then the next thing you need to do is you need to wet your finger like this and take those tops down like that, because they will burn. Okay, keep putting your finger. Tap them down, tap them down, tap them down. By the way, these sheets with the circles, they're normally used for making, oh shoot, I've lost my mind. Those delicious French almond cookies with the filling and the feet. So I'm just gonna use my wet finger, wet the tops down, and after that, I'm going to egg wash them, but the temperature's only at 320 in the oven, so I have time to do that. Okay, that's all for now. Okay, so the pâte à choux, I made a little éclairs. The temperature's up to 375. These are going to be there in for 30 minutes. I just want to get them glazed a bit. Okay, that's a bit much. So that they have a brown exterior. I can't find my favorite brush, but let's just do it. We have a little time. The point here is just to keep them from looking pale and sickly. We don't want sickly nuns. Most of it's going to be covered with something we know as icing, and we just want to keep this. This is egg and 2 tablespoons, 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of water blended. Keep this going. Doing the small ones is difficult. Just keep it going. Keep it going. This stuff that ends up on the salt pat won't be pretty, but we'll be able to remove it. Okay, the egg that ends up on the salt pat, I'm referring to that little dripping I'm doing. I don't intend to drip, but that's what's going on. Just want to make sure we have them all done. Let's do that one. I don't know if I did this one. Probably not. This one. Okay. So basically, the leavening, the small ones are hard. I'll just do small dabs. Blah, 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 small dab. Let's see. Oh, there's a big one not done. Okay. So, obviously you could use parchment paper. Anyway, they're all glazed. They're washed with egg wash, and they go in for 30 minutes, and hopefully they puff. The chemistry of pâte à choux is basically due to a sudden rise in heat within where the water and the eggs are, and that's why you use a higher temperature. And then you want them to dry out inside, because there will be pockets of air in there, large pockets, and those are going to be filled with creamy, delicious crème pâtissière. Okay, folks, it's been 30 minutes at 375. Time to take them out. I checked. I want to see if you can get the visuals. I have to say that I've never made them so well before. And we have our little ones, and we have our big ones. Some are stuck together because I'm using this Silpat, but they're hot and they need to be cooled down. But I'm going to let them cool down without a fan because they also need to dry out in the center.